Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
Go Red Wings!
Go
All right,
Red
welcome to
Wings.
Woodward Wings. I'm Justice Atala. That is Spencer Raxter. We're here. We are so close to the season. I believe we're 17 or 18 days away from the regular season starting, but we have content. We
do.
have content.
Yeah, we actually have things to talk about. We actually have actual games to talk about. I mean, they're not actual games, but it's players on the ice doing things.
Yes, I agree. And I think it was a good test to see them against two teams that have a lot of young players who are NHL ready or NHL adjacent ready. Like the Blackhawks and the Sabres have a ton of good prospects so it gives you a better gauge than what it could have given you. So I do appreciate that point, but lots to get into. We got to talk about, obviously, the next Henrik Zetterberg.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay,
I'm
kidding.
I know you're joking, but he looked good. Like, he looked very good. It's preseason. He's not winning a spot out of camp. Like, one of my friends texted me. He's like, if JVR's actually hurt, he's going to have the spot. I was like, no, he's not. But he looked really good. The pass to Mazur, that was nasty. Obviously, he had the goal himself, so I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, he's ready. We're making the push. The Red Wings are going to be awesome because of these young kids. But it's good to see them perform well. It's good to see them go out there in the preseason and do some things that we wanted to see. You know, if they went out there and they were stinking it up and they were turning it over, we'd be harping on them. So, yeah, he's probably not going to even see the NHL this year. But still, it's really good to see him and MBN and ASP and those guys going out there making plays.
Absolutely. So let's start with the younger players because those are the players who have the sample size of playing in both the game against the Blackhawks and against the Sabres. And what I really love is specifically against that Blackhawks game is how they dominated them when they had the Bedards in the lineup. They had Nazar in the lineup, but they had a lot of like high-tier young talent in that lineup, and the Red Wings dominated them. Let's start with Evan Finney. He's the hype train that everyone wants to talk about.
I think got first line minutes.
Yes. And he's playing with Larkin and Raymond in camp.
Yeah.
And see, for me, as just from where I come from as a hockey player, if they weren't at least semi-considering having Emmett Finney playing with Raymond and Larkin in the season, they wouldn't be doing this right now.
You don't think so?
No, because this is such
You think he's going to get actual playing time, actual minutes, actual? No,
I do not. But I think that it's closer than people think. You don't just put him on the first line with your two best players for no reason.
I agree, and I think that's what. But also, who else are you going to put there? I think they're putting guys there that okay, we don't have someone there. We need to see who can play there, who fits. And Emmett Finney is a nice body to put there. I feel like they want to give him a full year in the A before he is brought up to the NHL. So I think he's going to be in Grand Rapids. Unless, God forbid, something happens and we lose half of our wingers, I highly doubt that he gets called up. But yeah, they project him to be a top six. They project him to be a guy that can be on your first line. It's just like when I used to get mad, or when I was getting mad with Lalonde when Casper was first brought up and he was playing in the bottom six. You don't bring those guys up and put them in the bottom six. That's not who they are. You're projecting them to be top six guys. If they're up here, if they're playing, they should be getting top 6 minutes. And he's been performing well. So obviously it's preseason, so I'm not going to freak out. But yeah, if he's getting minutes, if he's getting ice time, if he's getting shifts with Larkin and with Raymond, it's because that's how they see him when he's ready. They see him as a top six forward. That's not right now, but when he gets the call, that's what he's going to be.
As well as they see that with MBN and with Danielson.
Don't even get started with MBN.
Dude, we're getting there, man, because the hype train's about to leave the station.
I remember I called D-Mac the day we did the draft party. I V-mixed in. You were in Studio B. I V-mixed in, and I was going crazy. I called D-Mac. D-Mac was like, tell me about the kid. I was like, man, you're going to fucking love him. He's literally a Viking, dude, and he's a playoff forward. He is going to be your favorite player's favorite player. Obviously, it's not going to be for, I think, a couple of years until he's that. maybe he gets some ice time this year. That's how I'm thinking about it. I think if anybody outside of Danielson, when you talk about forwards, is going to get some actual ice time this year, I'm looking at MBN because he provides that.
You called me a madman, Spenny. In the summer, I said that don't be surprised if MBN makes his debut after I saw what he did in the A.
Yeah.
That game translates.
It does.
And you see it every single time he steps on American ice. He makes an impact. And I love him as a player. And he's a player with his style. He can make that jump easier than a skill guy because he plays such a gritty style and he affects the game in so many different ways. That shot last night, holy fucking shit. I literally saw him do I was fucking
It was a snipe. It was a snipe. And if you could be a guy in a slot right there, forget about it.
That was literally nutty. Like, that is the perfect shot. Oh my god. That was a
And the assist.
Oh,
I mean, it's not like it was a nasty assist, but he got the assist.
He did. ASP did get the assist, and what I loved out of ASP last night was his calm and composure with the puck. You finally saw it. You saw him being aggressive with the puck, not just being standoffish and being worried that he's going to make the wrong move. He really excelled, especially on the power play. You saw the way that he was going back and forth, taking shots aggressively. I loved seeing that from him. He looked a lot more comfortable in the NHL ice. He looked good. He looked good defensively. There's a couple defensive plays he made with his stick that really impressed me. I might have not given him enough credit for his stick skills on one-on-ones because he is very good at poking the puck away and being in the right position regardless of how small he is. ASP has been a very, very impressive to me. I know a lot of people still are trying to keep the hype train down, but I still very much believe he's going to make his debut this year.
I mean, when you look at our defense core right now without Edvinsson in there and without Bernard Docker in there, it's pretty gross. Like, I was still seeing Gustafsson and Hall in there and just, obviously they signed a lot of guys to put in front of ASP. We talked about that. They signed a couple sixth defensemen, and so now you really have three guys in front of ASP, Justin Hall being one of them, that he would have to jump. So if somebody gets injured, it's not like ASP is going to be the first call. You've got a couple guys.
Let's not act like, Justin Hall is keeping ASP out of the lineup.
Hey,
here, okay?
If somebody gets injured, Justin Hall will get the call before ASP for sure.
Oh, absolutely. But
that's what I'm. So in essence, he's keeping him out of the lineup. And I again, much like with Finney, much like with MBN, they want to see more of him in the A. And that's why we made the bet. I would be surprised if he makes his debut this year. But again, he's looked good in the preseason. It is the preseason, I know that. So I'm not putting too much stock into that, but it's better than him looking like he did in Grand Rapids in the playoffs.
Would you consider the preseason higher competition than the AHL?
No, because the maybe the skill level is higher, but the effort and the want is not there. Like in the AHL, that's guys fighting for their hockey lives, trying to make rosters, trying to get into the NHL. The preseason, there's a little bit of that, but even then, they're not going full-fledged everything like you would even in a real regular season AHL game.
Low-key being a dick, but I shout out to him. I mean, he was trying to fight people in the preseason. I was like, all right, man. I mean, hey, if that's how you want to roll, I mean, protect my man ASP. I appreciate it. You didn't think the fighting in the preseason was a little excessive?
I mean, you got to try to be tough. Like, if you got to start it early. Like, hey, we'll fight you in the preseason. But it's a little excessive for sure. He probably was getting chirped out of his ass for trying to fight in the preseason.
I also like Nate Danielson's game. I thought he played very well. I know that me and you have been a little bit down on him, just as like how people talk about him. I think that's something that
we don't see him as generational, and people think we're haters.
Yes,
I think he'll be a very good forward in the NHL.
Yes, but he's not.
He's not Sidney Crosby.
Lucas Raymond. Yeah. He's not Sidney Crosby. So let's relax a little bit. All right, the PK. Let's talk about that. So I think that's very relevant because I think we did get a good view and look of what the PK is going to look like.
Shout out to Apples.
Appleton definitely is going to be a huge help to that unit. He already is showing how good he is in the D zone, and then obviously he threw in the shorty and almost scored a second one as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't rely on that, but him and Kopp, that is a very, very nice PK unit. I'm extremely comfortable with them. Larkin and Raymond are the other PK unit for now.
No.
I don't want to see that moving forward. I know you don't either. We've already talked about
Give me
this.
Casper Mazer.
Yes.
Give me Casper Mazer. Larkin and Raymond need to focus on scoring goals, conserving their energy, and being the offensive force that drives this team. Appleton, Kopp, I love that. That is a fantastic 1-2 on the PK. I think that'll be great. I think the second shift should be Mazer, Casper, honestly.
I agree with you. Absolutely. I think that's the perfect
Or
combo.
Rasmussen, Mazer.
That works too. We need to have our goal-scoring threats focused on scoring goals.
Yes.
Right? We need Larkin and Raymond to be as fresh as possible because, like, speaking from experience, it is extremely difficult to play PK and power play and be the first line. Like, it is a ton of ice time, and it is very demanding, especially on the PK when you're playing long shifts and having to block shots. It wears on you. So I would definitely love to see. And then that's another thing in Casper's development, too. That's the type of player he is.
Yes.
Like, he projects to be
Grinder.
more of a two-way stud than Larkin ever was. And that's where I do agree with you. I want to see Casper take that next step towards.
We saw him doing it in Worlds. We saw him getting a little ratty. We saw him throwing some stuff at the boards, grinding out some puck battles. Like, he's a big kid. He can do that. And maybe they don't want to throw him on that just yet, but I think as putting him at the 2C and then giving him the second PK unit is an equal amount of responsibility. I don't think like that. You're not asking him to be the first penalty kill unit, but to put him out there as second one, I would like that. Him or Rasmussen, I'm fine in that situation. I don't want Lucas Raymond and Dylan Larkin killing penalties. I want them to focus their energy on scoring fucking goals and being ready for the stretch run at the end of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we're on special teams, the power play 2 was made up of all rookies, prospects, adjacent. The practice power play is absolutely like PU, like not nasty, but like it is ugly. It is ugly as hell. It is Comfort, Kopp, Berggren, Casper, and Gustafsson. Oh, dude. Ugh. What are we gonna run in one power play during the season? Holy shit, that thing sucks. Like I'm not trying to hate. I'm really not. Okay, I love.
Well, you gotta think. What's the first power play unit? It's Kane, Larkin, Raymond.
Kane, Larkin, Raymond, DeBrincat, Sider.
So then your second one, you'll have hopefully during the season Casper, JVR. Berggren's got to be on it. Gustafsson has to run the point on it. It's going to be ugly.
Yeah, I just
that second power play unit might be a little tough.
I had to bring that to the table.
Oh,
that's actually
man.
Brutality.
Comfort's going to be the. Oh man.
I just blew your mind, didn't I?
Well, you got Casper and Mazer at least, but.
No, Mazer's not going to be on it.
Maybe Soda's on it?
Maybe
you put Soda out there. Soda, Berggren, Casper, Comfer, and Gustafsson. It's not that much better, dude.
No, it's not. No. That second power play unit is...
Well, it's good. It's a good thing the first power play unit's so fucking good.
Yes, it is. It really is. Because usually they don't get on it until the second unit doesn't get on until like 30 seconds left. At that point, it's just a desperation type of, all right, well, we'll take what we can get at this point.
At that point, I think you should definitely put Soda on it then, because you could just have his big ass stand in front of the net in the last 30 seconds, just fucking send it at him and have him try to get a tip in or a deflection or something. Because it's not like you're going to set up some offense for Jonathan Berggren. Like, no, let just put it on the net in the last 30 seconds of the power play and let Soda try to get a tip in.
Would you be more comfortable if ASP was running that second unit?
Well, yeah, but, I mean, no. It's not like that ASP turns that into a good power play or unit, you know.
Yeah, but I think that he's way better offensively than Gustafsson.
Yeah, I mean, that's not saying much, though.
I mean, dude, we're looking.
And we
for
don't know
just-
that yet. How do we know that?
I know that.
He will be for sure, but
He will be.
right now you drop him into that. That would hamper his development to put him on that kind of
I've never
power play
seen
unit.
Gustafson be able to walk the line the way that ASP can,
That is fair.
and the way that he moves the puck. Like the way that he these passes that he makes are so technical because a lot of the times there's a stick somewhere that he just goes right around. There's sticks and lanes. He goes right around. Beautiful sauce passes. Like
It's different in the NHL though. In the regular
different,
season in the NHL, and
It
like yes, would I want ASP there instead of Gustafson? Yeah. Am I going to say that would improve that unit? Like no, I can't say a kid that hasn't skated in the NHL once is going to improve that awful second power play unit.
I'll say it because
I'm not mad. Like I'm not going to say it won't either. Sure,
I know. I know. But
sure. You can put a diamond on top of the turd. Speak.
Right.
Before we get too deep into this, or before we move on to the next topic, I don't know what it is. I've had a pretty good week so far. You know, obviously I get to see Darren McCarty all the time as my brother. I've seen Nicholas Cromwell twice and Nick Lidstrom once, all in a local coffee shop around here. I gave Lidstrom the nod.
Always when I'm not there.
Yeah, never when you're here.
Literally never.
I gave
I've
Lidstrom
never
the
been-
nod. Like, you know, I don't want to like walk up to these guys because I started like shaking a little bit when I saw Lidstrom. I'm not gonna lie, like that one got me. The Cromwell one got me too. I was like nervous to walk past Cromwell, and I was like, both times he's just been sitting on the patio, like on the phone, doing business Cromwell things in his business Cromwell suit, and drinking coffee. And I like, again, I don't want to walk up to him. D-Mac was like, go up to him. He's friendly. Tell him I sent you. I was like, nah, he's on the phone. I'm not going to bother the guy. And, but I'm like walking in, opening the door and like looking right at him, like hoping he like looks at me, makes eye contact just so I give him like a nod and walk in. He didn't either time. So both times I've just been like staring at him and I've walked in the coffee shop. But I did give Lidstrom the nod. So he gave me the nod back. I'm fucking Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, so
I
it
made
looks
eye
like
contact with him.
I gotta stay out of town more often to make sure that you can meet all these cool people because
Yeah, I made eye contact
Never
with the
happens
perfect
by
human
now.
eye to eye, and it melted. It melted my soul. I love that guy. I mean, like literally, like there's, you know, I get to meet a lot of cool people, do a lot of cool things. I'm on a first name basis with Calvin Johnson, you know, small flex. But
I am too.
there are a couple guys that I'll still fanboy over, and Nick Lidstrom is one of those guys. Dan Campbell, if I ever met Dan Campbell, he'd be one of those guys. Like, it's pretty cool. I've met Coach McClellan. Well, I mean, I've seen Coach McClellan in passing, and I've got, you know, how you doing, Coach? And kept walking. But, yeah, Lidstrom got me, dude. That one made my knees quiver a little bit, not gonna lie.
Hell yeah. Well, I'll give you the choice of where we go next, okay?
Okay.
Choose your own adventure. Would you rather talk about what are the chances that some of these prospects play an NHL game this year? Because I think that at least one of them has changed for you since the last time we've talked about it. Or would you like to talk about? I forgot.
Wild card, bitches. I got a thing I wanted to ask you. Third option,
Oh.
kicking through the third door. I mean, it's pretty much
Secret third thing.
secret third door. Down, down, up, X, square, square, circle. And it opens the third door. It's kind of like the first one, but I wanted to ask you, out of those three forwards, out of Emmett Finney, Nate Danielson, and Michael Bronseg-Nygaard, who do you think will have the most impact on the Red Wings team this year? The Red Wings.
Oh my! Because who I want to take is not who I think it's gonna be.
I think there's only one answer, honestly.
There's one answer, but
I know it's
I-
not the one you want, and it's not the one.
no. I think it's Danielson.
Yeah.
I think Danielson comes up within the first 25 games of the year if he doesn't play from the jump. I think he plays in this very similar role to Casper last year, where he's insulated on whatever line he's on, where he can have a good start. Who I want it to be is MBN, because MBN is the perfect first line pairing for Larkin and Raymond in this organization by literal miles.
Yeah.
And I think that after another stint in the AHL, because if MBN's going to produce in the A, which I think is very possible already because of the way he's producing now. I believe he has a point in both games, and he might have 2 points per game. If you're putting up a point per game plus in the A, you need to be called up immediately. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
And the possibility of MBN putting up over a point per game, especially if his line mates are Lombardi and possible Danielson or Emmett Finney, I think that that's a line in the AHL that's going to put up a ton of points in the way that MBN plays. He's such an easy transition to the NHL. I really want it to be MBN because I think that he makes a higher impact if he's acclimated than JVR does on your first line.
I agree. It's going to be Danielson. He's going to get the first call. If he doesn't make the team out of, into the regular season, I do too. And that's why he's going to have the most opportunity. He's going to have the most playing time. He's going to get the most ice time. So it's going to be Danielson, but I'm with you.
He's playing left wing on that first line.
Yeah, I think the impact that MBN could bring when he is ready, when he's acclimated, like that is the first thing I told D-Man. I was like, kid's a playoff forward. He's gritty. He hits. He battles for pucks, and he's got a rocket shot. Like it's
right in front of the net.
It's a perfect fit for what you need. Obviously, he's still young. I'm not freaking out. I do think he needs more time in the A. I'd rather see him get more time in the A to develop, to get the confidence, to be like, okay, yeah, I'm ready for this, and then bring him up. So maybe it's at some point in this season. I wouldn't put my money on that, but yeah, I think Danielson is really the only answer because Finney is even further away than MBN, and I think Danielson is, if he doesn't make the team, he's going to be the first guy they call if someone goes down with an injury.
Absolutely, and I truly just love, and I know I already said it, but I'm going to say it again because I truly believe it. The fit that he has on that first line where it takes that pressure off of Larkin.
Sure.
And we've talked about this, where Larkin needs to be the third offensive option on his line so that he can truly play to the best of his ability as a two-way center, and he can make an impact in every part of the game that he needs to make an impact for. And when you have a guy like MBN, who now you have the facilitator in Lucas Raymond, you have the goal scorer in MBN, because MBN will be a 30-plus goal scorer in the NHL. He has that caliber of a shot. Like when
especially
he shoots
if you're
the
on
puck,
a line with two playmakers like Larkin and Raymond.
Exactly. His shot, when he shoots the puck, there's just some shots that come off the stick different. And it just has a little extra oomph on it. And that's who MBN appears to be. And I love that about him.
He's a Viking. He's literally a Viking.
Dude, he is the prototypical power forward that this team needed. And I can't wait for him to get acclimated like we talk about in the A so that he can eventually come up to the NHL. And I'm not going to say that I think he has a mainstay on the roster at any point in the season. I'm not ready to say that.
Yeah,
but I am ready to say that he'll come up and play a game and have NHL experience by the end of the year because of the way that this roster gets hurt. Like, everyone forgets how injury-prone a lot of players in this roster
Very
are.
old.
And we have a lot of older players. And when you need a little bit of life at the end of the season, when you're sputtering like we have been in March, teams that make a run into the playoffs late in the season usually end up leaning on younger players that they bring up from the A or from college. Like the Wild had a huge impact player, BM from Boston, come in last year from college and immediately make an impact in the playoff run. He was a huge piece for them. And that's what you can do with some of these younger guys to help you later in these stretches where the Red Wings have been known to fall apart in March.
Yeah, it's fresh legs. It's another guy, young legs that you could put out there and just get minutes out of. And guys that are so hungry. Like, you come in, obviously, you need the established veterans to teach them, like, this is how you play in the playoffs. Like, get ready for that. And we've got that. You know, we do have a lot of playoff experience on this team now. But they need to – I agree. That's where they've fallen apart, and they need somebody to come in and be a jolt in the arm late in the season. I don't know if that's going to be NBN. I don't know who that's going to be, but they need somebody that's going to propel them. That what streak is it? What is it, like the first – or what – a month is it where they just completely fall off the past like 3 years. I can't remember what month it is, but they just completely turned to shit in the past 3 years. And it's like tanked their
The
season.
beginning of December.
Yeah,
and,
the beginning,
and March.
yeah. The first couple weeks. And they need somebody there to help push through that. And hopefully that could be someone in GR. Hopefully that could be one of these young kids. But, yeah, he's definitely going to get spots. He's definitely going to get some games here or there because, like you said, you got JVR, you got Patrick Kane, you got Kopp, you got Comfer, you got these guys that are older, that are injury prone, that aren't going to probably not miss a lot of time, hopefully not miss a lot of time, but they're going to miss 10, 15 games on the year. And then you can get some MBN. Yeah, miss 6 or 7 games on the he fucking Brendan. Like I said, they're not going to play the whole season, and you're going to need people to fill in. So hopefully, MBN can get some of those opportunities.
Yes, I do agree. And so obviously this wouldn't be a Woodward Wings episode if I didn't bring up some bullshit trade. So I got to do that to make sure that I do my due diligence here as the resident dreamer of bringing a superstar here. But there is some validity to these ones, okay? All right. So the Cal Kaprizov contract negotiations are in a standstill. I just want to know. I'm not saying the possibility he comes here, okay? Because I think we both agree that's very slim. Who would you be willing to give up for Cal Kaprizov?
Yes.
Thank you. That's the answer. Anyone. All right, next question. Still, the Pittsburgh Penguins continue to shop. Do you believe that at some point this season, any point this season, like trade deadline included, that they are going to make any move
No.
that resembles...
Did you hear what Sid said? Like, he's not leaving Pittsburgh. They're not going to blow it up while Sid's still there. Because if they do trade Carlson or Rust or anybody that is worth a shit on their team, they have to trade Sidney Crosby too. Because you can't have him at the twilight of his career playing with a bunch of bums. And they're not going to trade Sidney Crosby, so they're not going to blow it up.
Well, that wasn't the question. The question is, are the Wings going to make any substantial move before the trade deadline? That's the question.
From the Penguins?
No, the Red Wings.
Did you not bring up the Penguins? Am I tripping?
Yeah. Well, I was. That's because that's who they're linked to. But
it's not. I do believe the Red Wings will make a move at the deadline. Yeah, but it's not going to be for Erik Karlsson.
Will it be for a top 6 or top 4 defenseman?
Top 4 defenseman.
Top 4 defenseman. Okay.
I think it'll be for a defenseman because that decor is.
You don't think that it doesn't scare you the fact that the prices were so high for defensemen last year at the trade deadline?
Prices are just as high for top 6 forwards. Like, if you want a guy up there, if you want a guy that's going to be an impact player, you're going to have to pay a top price for him.
Absolutely, and I do believe we're.
And I like our forward depth more than our defensive depth.
I agree. I would be much more comfortable playing some young guys in some of those roles to make an impact on this team to try to improve what we already have rather than bring in.
Yeah, like if you could improve Sherratt and put Sherratt on the third pair, that would be like, come on. If you could get someone to pair with Mo Seider and then have Aljo and Evanson doing their thing, which, by the way, do you have any update on Ed's injury? Is it anything bad or is it just...
Ed was at practice yesterday.
Okay, cool. But, yeah, if you could take Sherratt out of that first pair and get a piece at the deadline, I think that's the biggest improvement you can make at the deadline this year with a singular player.
So I think we've gotten to the point where we agree the penalty kill has improved. The goaltending has improved.
Yep.
The decor is about the same.
Yeah, pretty much exactly the same. I mean, they have more bad defensemen. Like,
yeah,
anybody will be better than Justin Hall.
Ian Mitchell looks solid. Didn't expect a lot from him.
Bernard Docker, he's cool.
Bernard Docker looks solid too.
It's nothing. I'm like, oh yeah, look out.
No, yeah, but I'm curious how this 6 through 8 defensive battle lines up between Tamanik, Docker, Mitchell, and Hall.
Washed. I mean, am I wrong? Like, and
No, you're not wrong.
You're
Okay?
talking
Just try
6 to
have-
8, so it's not like you're gonna have stars in there. But I'm so sick of talking about 6th through 8th defensemen. I don't.
Dude,
Can we just
I
get
am
one good
too,
guy?
man. Just
We
give
we
us
literally
ASP
just need
and
one
let
piece
this
to
be
solidify
over.
that top 4, and then Ben Sherratt's your 5th defenseman. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. I was
I
kind of
mean,
hoping.
Ben Sherratt, but him at the 5th defenseman is a lot better than him as your 2nd defenseman.
This is like a really nitpicky thing, okay? So like I don't know what you're gonna say to this. I would have loved to see ASP try to play with Cider like in one of these preseason games, because the way that you're kind of building out this decor, I don't really see someone who you can really pair with ASP unless you bring someone in. And that concerns me because he needs someone who can A, defend him, B, play good defense every single play, because he's going to be jitterbugging and he's going to be jumping up the play all the time.
Yeah.
And there's like, all right, so you want to put him with Sherratt? You saw that last night. I fucking hated that the whole time. I knew I was going to hate it. I absolutely hated it.
That's like the movie Up. That's what that is. It's the old man walking around with the little kid. Like it's literally the movie Up with Sherratt and ASP.
Yeah, it is. And like watching Sherratt try to, move his old ass up the ice with ASP's young, like jitterbug self, it was
Him
it
and
was
Cider
dope.
are the best pair, like the best pair that you could make.
Yes, but you need ASP to play left-handed D.
Yeah.
Which he is a righty, which is
Yeah.
tough.
Which
But
is
when
tough.
you are playing that type of D, like how he plays, it usually doesn't necessarily matter because you're kind of a positionless defenseman at that point.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see it once, okay? And it's the preseason, so there's no stakes. Like, yes, shout out to Jacob Truscott. That's another kid I played with against all my life. So shout out to him, just like Carter Mazer. He was an absolute pain in the ass.
I know
to
Carter
play
Mazer
with.
used to dog you, dude.
Dude, both of them used to kick my ass all the time. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
There's no shame in that.
I'm not a big dude. Both these dudes were like literal 6 foot demons.
Just goons, yeah.
Dude, Truscott was 6'5" when we were 14 years old, dude.
Jesus.
It was insane. And so it was good to see him play with Cider last night. He looked pretty solid.
Yeah, he did.
He's got a big body. He's a modern NHL defenseman with his size. It's gonna be
He's tall.
really
Is he
interesting.
6'7"? Like, I'm not even joking, isn't he?
No, I think he's 6'5"
6'5",
or 6'6". But he's a big boy and he can skate. So
6'7"
I'm
on
really
skates?
interested to see how he plays. Dude, so shout out to him.
Shout out to
Wallander
him. He played well.
played well too. I know that we are not the biggest Wallander fans on this show, but
I don't know. I'm out. Like, I hate to be that guy. I don't want to be mean like that. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but he hasn't shown me anything that okay, we're still waiting on that jump, that where you can prove that you are an NHL defense, where you prove that you can do that, and he hasn't done that yet. Can he be a mid defenseman in the NHL? Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I'm not holding my breath for Wallander anymore.
all right. Well, let's end with the dream that I have. Okay, are you ready?
All right,
I'm gonna
Martin.
hit you with my Martin Luther. I have a dream. I have a dream that this Red Wings team is ready to compete to win a playoff series in 2026, 2027. I'm not going to say this year, but I want to show the vision that this Iser plan has, okay? This is the best case scenario, so there will be copium in this scenario, okay? But not too much copium where it's unrealistic.
What if Steve Yzerman was slow playing this, so the first year the Red Wings get back to the playoffs is 2026, 2027? I mean, that would be the ultimate. No, yeah, they should. Yeah, I don't think that's a dream. That is what needs to be reality.
Well, that is what needs to happen, but I'm gonna give you the path, okay?
Okay.
The Sats path, all right? So, first line, MBN, Larkin, Raymond, okay?
Heck.
Second line, Casper, DeBrincat, Balichnikov,
Ooh.
okay?
Okay.
No more Kane. No
Eat
more
shit,
Kane.
Russia.
Third line is Danielson, Mazer, and whoever you want to put on the wing. And Mason Appleton. Third line, Soda, Rasmussen. Fourth line. Soda and Rasmussen with Kopp in the middle.
Copp's still under contract. Dude, that would be a pretty nasty fourth line, not going to lie. But what's the defensive pairings look like?
Defensive pairings, okay? Mo Sider and question mark defenseman.
Okay,
And
I'll accept
add
that. I'll allow that.
/ trade deadline piece, okay?
I'll allow that.
Second line, Edvinson and ASP. Third line, Aljo and insert prospect defenseman. Goaltenders, John Gibson. Kosa.
Seabass? Who'd you say?
Kosa.
Yeah.
Kosa.
He didn't look bad either.
He looks solid, but
Yeah.
like the time's the time. Like if it's next year or never. Like
Yes.
like legitimately, I know we're kind of in a ticking
Because
time
Trey's
bomb.
coming. Trey's coming, baby.
Trey's coming next year, and he's starting in the AHL. So either Kosa's either going to get in line and be NHL ready, or we're going to trade him, or he's going to sit as a backup behind Augustine. Like, those are the options.
Facts.
Like, Seabass has got to figure it out next year.
Facts. I agree, and I would love that. Thank you, sir.
And you know what I would love? If you tap into us every Saturday.
Smash that
10:30,
like button.
Woodward Wings,
Subscribe.
Post-game show coming soon. Most games. Not going to say every game. Most games. Except for like the West Coast. So we will make sure we have all the Red Wings action that you guys need. ASP for president. All right, we'll catch you in the next one. Woodward Wings.